Sales without selling. How to turn a client into a buyer. How to sell without selling Part 2. In the same room at night, that same entrepreneur was sitting again. In Part 1, he had understood that he shouldn't chase the client, but rather attract them with the right story and niche. But now a new fear was in front of him. People were coming to the website, looking at posts, and even saving videos, but they were not becoming buyers. This is where real curiosity begins. If attention is gained, trust is built, and yet sales do not come, then where is the missing link? Terry Dean's How to Sell Without Selling takes us forward from this very point. In Part 1, the talk was about attraction. In Part 2, the talk is about conversion. Because in business, just gathering people is not enough. The real game begins when a visitor gradually starts turning into a long-term client. Terry Dean and Dr. Glenn Livingstone explained a persuasion formula after observing successful business websites. This formula makes selling a guided decision rather than pressure. The beauty of this formula is that it is not just for online business. It can be understood in a shop, coaching, consulting, a dental clinic, a restaurant, or a personal brand as well. Remember the most important point from Part 1. Every client considers their problem unique. Therefore, every message should look as if it was written just for them. Now Part 2 says, when you have identified the right audience, you have to create a clear emotional path to lead them to a decision. First of all, the big problem of the audience has to be brought forward. Not creating a problem but clearly showing that pain which the customer is often ignoring. An ordinary ad says, buy our product. A smart marketing message says, this problem is stopping your growth, and perhaps you don't even have a full idea about it. This is where persuasion begins. When the audience recognizes their pain, they become mentally ready to listen to the solution. But this work is not to be done by spreading fear. This work has to be done with empathy. The customer should feel that you are understanding their pain, not exploiting it. If you are a home loan consultant, do not just talk about getting a loan. Explain how a wrong EMI calculation can ruin a family's monthly peace. If you are a fitness coach, do not just sell weight loss. Explain how a busy schedule, bad food and fatigue gradually affect confidence. If you're a digital marketer, do not just talk about followers. Explain how an ad budget spent on the wrong audience silently weakens a business. Apple's famous Get a Mac campaign showed this idea in a powerful way. Apple highlighted the daily frustrations of PC users more than the boring technical details of a computer. In those ads, Mac and PC were shown like humans. The message was simple. Technology should make your life easy, not complicated. Apple did not say why a computer is necessary. It talked to that audience that was already using a computer but wanted a smoother experience. This is targeted communication. If you talk to everyone, the message will become weak. If you talk to the right group, the message will feel deep. After the problem is clear, the next job is to give a unique promise. Many people like you will be giving solutions in the market. Then why should the customer choose you alone? A unique promise is that line which creates a difference in the customer's mind. It says that we don't just give service, we solve your specific problem in this way. This promise should not be fake or overhyped. If the promise is weak, the customer will forget. If the promise is false, the customer will never come back. A good promise is clear, believable, and customer-focused. For example, better than we will get you more sales is, we help turn cold leads into warm clients through trust-based follow-up. Best Buy's price match promise is a good example to explain this principle. Customers feared that they might find a cheaper price online somewhere. Best Buy reduced the risk in the customer's mind through a price match guarantee. Meaning the promise was not just a discount, the promise was that you are not buying at a higher price from the wrong place. Even today, Best Buy's official policy talks about matching the current product price of qualified online and local competitors with certain conditions. The lesson from this example is that a unique promise is not always fancy. Many times, just removing the customer's fear becomes a powerful promise. Now comes the third important part, proof. Because the modern customer does not trust just words. They want to see evidence. You can say that your service is the best, but everyone in the market says this. Therefore, proof makes your promise believable. Proof can be of many types. Testimonials, case stories, before-after examples, qualifications, experience, media mentions, demos, or free samples can all become proof. But the strongest proof is a demonstration. When the customer experiences your value themselves, their doubt decreases. If you sell a product, a sample can work. If you give a service, a mini audit, a free checklist, or a short consultation can build trust. Why does a dentist give a discount or a checkup offer on the first visit? Because the first visit starts a relationship, and the long-term patient value can be much more than that. Why does a coach do a free webinar? Because they are not just giving knowledge, they are showing their clarity, style, and problem-solving ability to the audience. Why does a restaurant keep a tasting menu? Because the customer gets proof of the taste and experience. After that, the decision becomes easy. Proof does not mean just big numbers. Small businesses can also build proof if they keep real stories and genuine customer feedback carefully. Honesty is very important here. A fake review, an exaggerated result, or an unrealistic claim may look attractive in the short term, but it ruins long-term trust. In Terry Dean's formula, persuasion does not mean pushing trust, it means supporting trust. The customer should feel that the decision is in their control. After the problem, promise, and proof, the next part is the offer. An offer is not just a price. An offer is that complete package that gives the customer both value and comfort. A weak offer says, buy this. A strong offer says, solve this problem with this benefit, with this support, and with this risk protection. The customer needs this feeling that the deal is fair. They want to feel that they are getting a meaningful outcome, not just a product. Therefore, while making an offer, do not think about what you are selling. Think about what transformation the customer is paying money for. If you are selling an online course, do not sell the length of the course. Sell what the customer will be able to do after learning. If you are giving insurance advisory, do not sell a policy comparison. Sell the clarity that saves a family from a wrong decision. If you give business consulting, do not sell meeting hours. Sell the result of turning the owner's confusion into a simple growth plan. A strong offer can also have a bonus, can have a guarantee, can have easy payment, and can have onboarding support. But do not make the offer so complicated that the customer gets confused. The greater the clarity, the easier the action will be. Now comes the last part of the persuasion formula, the reason to act now. Because people postpone decisions even while being interested. The customer thinks, we will see later. We will talk next month. I am busy right now. Let me compare prices. And many times, that very lead goes cold forever. Therefore, ethical urgency is necessary. Urgency does not mean putting a fake countdown timer. Urgency means giving a genuine reason why taking action right now is better. A festival sale, limited seats, batch starting date, consultation slots, coupon deadline, bonus expiry, or price revision, all these can create urgency. Retailers give discounts at the time of holidays and festivals because a deadline helps the customer make a decision. A deadline turns attention into action. But honesty is necessary here too. If your offer is a last chance every day, the audience quickly understands that this is just a pressure tactic. In selling without selling, urgency is also respectful. You do not scare the customer, you just tell them that there is a limit to this opportunity. Now if we look at these parts together, the formula looks very simple. First clear the pain, then give a unique promise, then show proof, then make an irresistible offer, then give a reason for action. But do not take it lightly by considering it simple. Most businesses fail for this very reason, because they skip these steps. They reach directly to the offer. They put the price in the very first post. They want to close the sale in the very first call. The customer is not emotionally ready at all. Part 1 taught us that the audience has to be attracted with the right niche and an authentic story. Part 2 teaches that the same audience has to be brought to a decision with trust. If Part 1 is a magnet, Part 2 is a bridge. The magnet pulls people toward you and the bridge leads them safely toward becoming a buyer. This formula is very useful for small creators too. If you have a YouTube channel, every video can also work in this way. Show the problem in the hook, give the promise and proof in the middle, then tell the audience the next step. This is what takes content beyond just views. If an influencer is selling an affiliate product, they should not just put a link. They should tell what problem the audience is struggling with and how the product can help. If a startup founder is making a landing page, they should first name the visitor's pain. Then keep the promise, proof, offer, and CTA in a logical flow. A sales agent can do exactly this in a client meeting. First listen to the client's problem, then explain your solution in the language of that very problem. If the client feels that you haven't even heard their pain, then no matter how good your offer is, it will feel pushy. But when the client feels that you understood their situation, gave the right name to their fear, and showed the way with proof, then that same offer starts feeling helpful. This is the real magic of selling without selling. Selling does not end, its style changes. Guidance comes in place of a pitch. In the digital age, only that business will go ahead that knows how to turn attention into trust, and trust into action. This means that every website, every ad, every email, and every video shouldn't just be beautiful, it must be strategic too. Your audience must feel that you do not consider them just a buyer. You consider them a human being whose problem is real and whose decision is important. When this happens, the customer does not just buy a product, they start a relationship, and this relationship forms the foundation of future sales, referrals, and loyalty. So the biggest lesson of part 2 is exactly this. Persuasion is not a trick. Persuasion is a disciplined flow of clarity, empathy, and proof. But now the story is going to become even deeper. Because making a client a buyer is one thing, and turning a buyer into a loyal customer so they return again and again is a completely different art. In the next part, we will know how to satisfy the customer after the first sale, so that they become not just a buyer, but a trustworthy supporter of your business.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.